Thanks, Jeremy.
Marnie, great to see you back here again.
It is a pleasure to be back for my third Innovation Challenge.
Veteran.
I've done this virtually and in person, so this is my second in-person one.
You know how this works. Why don't you give us a bit of background on Walgreens, and then we'll jump into the brief.
Sure. Great to see everybody. I'm Marnie Allen. I work for Walgreens Boots Alliance, which you guys may or may not know who Walgreens are. It's the largest chain of drugstores in the U.S. with 9,000 locations. I'm sure you know Boots on every high street in Britain, 2,000 stores selling health and beauty for everyone. And I sit in a global innovation function called Consumer Healthcare Futures. Our job is to bring innovative solutions for consumers in the US that we can bring in under our Walgreens brand name and in the UK under the Boots brand name. Several of my colleagues are in the audience. We're on a really exciting journey to move beyond our original brief, which I think everyone thought we were going to do product innovation in the really traditional sense of like stuff in a box. We've moved way beyond that, and when there is stuff in a box, it is linked to really fantastic digital companion experiences that help consumers on their health and well-being journey. So I really focus on innovation in the healthcare space, and our challenge is going to be about...
Yeah, share the challenge, Marnie. What has been the challenge you've laid out for our brand team?
So we are going to have 5 startups come and talk to us, and our brand challenge, we're really looking for ways to personalize the health and well-being experience for consumers at Boots and Walgreens, and so are looking for some partners that can help us bring innovative ideas beyond what we can do ourselves. We have an incredible amount of first-party data with, in the US we have 90 million Walgreens cardholders, loyalty card holders, and in the UK, something like 26 million Boots Advantage card holders. So we have a lot of first-party data about our customers. We also have a distribution network in our bricks and mortar and online presence. But there's a whole lot where we could use help. So we're looking for some startups to help us bring some really innovative thinking, maybe take some calculated risks, and do something differently for our consumers.
Amazing. And that is what you're going to see right now. Why don't you grab a seat? In fact, move your seat so you can see the screen as well. And we're going to jump straight into this. The format for these sessions is a quick 3-minute pitch. And then we've got time for 1 or 2 questions right after that. So it is fast and furious, but a nice little glimpse into the future of retail and also the future of the industry. So to kick things off, we're going to look at the world of audio and the way that audio can be used to engage with consumers. From Say It Now, here's Charles.
Good afternoon. So, Say It Now is an ads tech business. We work in the world of voice, your friends Alexa, Google Assistant. And I was so excited when I was in Chicago recently. I saw this screen. This is Walgreens store. Chicago's the home of Walgreens. And the voice assistants are coming soon. Fantastic. And so when we read the brief, we really thought we'd be like water. We would work in a way that is not going to need any integration. We will drive you users to your own established landing spots so we can help you get more first-party data by solving a massive problem at home. The big problem at home is that it's very hard to get cut through at home. We're so busy at home. But did you know that in the UK, about 89% of the population listen to radio once a week, and your ears are your only sensory organs you cannot turn off? We saw the landscape. We now know that in the UK, about half of UK homes have a smart speaker. In the US, about 30%. And so we can use these smart speakers that people have in every single room in their house to cut through. So we developed actionable audio ads, end-to-end ad tech products that allows you to use these smart speakers to get your message out. We use existing platforms like Spotify, TuneIn, AdsWith, Bauer, existing creative. We put those out, but ask people to talk back to the audio ads they're hearing every day. They can't help but hear that. We can deliver real-time information about how well these are going through. We can deliver these very highly targeted campaigns. We can say, in Chiswick, you can save time, money, and effort on your prescriptions. So for just 40% off, say open Walgreens right now. Alexa, open Walgreens, welcome. Would you like me to send you a link with our latest offers to your phone? Yes, please. So just here, we have the smart speaker ad saying, can I send a link to your phone? You say yes. That goes directly to the Boots or Walgreens customer landing page. More first-party data for you. So at last, thank goodness, we've now got audio to web parity. You can start to see very, very highly targeted audio campaigns performing as well or better, we're seeing, than audio ads. We can deliver in-the-moment attribution of exactly how well these are performing, because we can see where and when these ads have been served, exactly who's engaging, what conversational paths, and then what they're doing. Smart speaker owners, recent study by the Start Audio Report shows that of people that have heard an actionable audio ad, 80% of them has believe that it's more innovative brands that are advertising there, thus better retention for you. A little bit about us. We are an award-winning global partner. We're Group M's media partner. Havas have chosen us to launch in the US. We're winning awards all over the place, holders of the Alexa Cup. All of these types of people are advertising. If you look at the bottom row, so we're very well-versed in the healthcare world, working with P&G, Lever, Bayer, J, to name but a few. So the way that we would work with you, the 20K pitch is, we've got a very well-established way, kind of three-stage plan. First, we'd identify our benchmarks, deliver the campaign audio, voice, and data to understand exactly how we can then deliver audio as your best performing channel for first-party data acquisition. Thanks.
Thanks, Charles. I actually don't have an Alexa. Can you believe that?
Not yet.
I think I'm living in the dark ages. This sounds really, really cool, and I agree that we're all saturated with stimulus all the time. So this sounds like a really innovative way to break through. Can you give me, I don't know how much you can talk about the work you've done for the other clients, but it sounds like you have a great client roster. Can you give me an example of one of the campaigns that you've done with another client to kind of illustrate how it works?
So Specsavers have been driving people in-store booking eye tests, right? So they've just rebooked because they're seeing a better conversion channel now in audio because we can optimize that in the moment, and that's performing better than display. So what we're trying to do is kind of bring kind of money that you'd otherwise spend in display over to audio, look at it in the same way that you'd currently look at display spend, and then you can optimize that. It works harder for you.
Great, thank you. Really exciting platform. Thank you very much.
Welcome, thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Charles. Strong start there by Charles. So we can do engagement through voice, but what about one-to-one with video? Well, to explain more, from Confer With, here's Alex.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Alex. I am the VP of Growth for Confer With. Today, I'm going to introduce you to one of Walgreens' customers. This is Anna. How do you think Anna is feeling? She's not happy. She's frustrated. She's having a hard time, and the reason she's having a hard time is because she can't find what she needs online. She's looking for product advice, and she can't get the information she needs for her son, for the cream that's going to help him with that rash. She's in store, and she cannot find someone to help her to choose the right supplements. And this is where Confer With comes in. We believe there's not a single person on the planet that is better suited to helping Anna than someone that works in Walgreens. So we help bridge the gap between the physical and the digital by connecting online shoppers and real-world shoppers with Walgreens experts. And I'll show you how we do this. Someone's online browsing, and if they're having some problems and perhaps spending too much time on a page, we can insert a call to action to connect someone directly with a retail expert. If they're not ready to speak now, we can have an appointment with our partners appointed who you'll be hearing from shortly. If someone's in store, they can scan a QR code and be connected with somebody that's available, that's an expert in exactly the product they're looking for. So this just isn't about two-way video. This is not about interactive shopping and building a joint basket. This is about connecting the hearts and minds of consumers with Walgreens experts. It's about smart routing to make sure that person's connected with the expert that can best help them. It's about the expert asking the right questions, understanding the customer, bringing them closely, and then making the money. So it's about quantity, but it's also about making sure that everything's captured. So NPS, customer feedback, all of the things that you don't understand on your website, why someone's bouncing, why someone's leaving, why someone's frustrated, is captured here. Confer With is bridging the gap between offline and online to help improve the customer experience. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. I can definitely relate to your point that sometimes it's hard to find somebody in store. I think it's more true probably in our Walgreens stores in the US where our staffing seems to be a little lighter. I can see a lot of ways where this could help connect people to our beauty advisors or maybe even our pharmacy staff. Can you give me an example how you've used your technology with another retail customer?
Absolutely. So we have a lot of partners. We have a beauty client, and the beauty client will use us for two things. Number one, for booking appointments, so that their beauticians will be in place at exactly the right time that is convenient. And number two, they'll connect directly. And when they do connect directly, we see a few things. Number one, because there's a discussion happening, we see average order value increase to a magnitude of up to about 50 to 100%. Conversion rates typically on most websites around 1 to 3%. We see up to 20% conversion rates when live video shopping is in place. And then, of course, there's the boost in NPS, and there's the boost in truly understanding the customer. There's not a single panel that you can run that's more effective than having someone in a shopping situation and asking them questions.
Great, thank you, Alex.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Alex. Thank you. Thanks, mate. So personalization is possible, but how do we do that in a cookieless world? And how do we make sure that we put people's privacy first? Well, the next company is helping to do contextual advertising, but with privacy top of mind. Here is Emma from Number 8.
Fantastic. So hey, I'm Emma, Director of Commercial of Number 8, and I'm here to show how we can use our technology to design journeys that are relevant, impactful, and private for Walgreens. Let's get started. So attention is one of the things that we've all been speaking about quite often in the past few days, economy of attention, and how important that is. But at the core of attention, there's actually neuroscience. In fact, our brain is designed to block any information we do not require at a given point of time. That means that we will only notice what is truly relevant for us, and that is only the thing that we're going to recall and make purchasing decision based on. So how do we do that? Well, we make me, the consumer, the hero of my own story. Let's take an example. We have here Social Susan. Social Susan is a socializer in ITAL, currently commuting home. It's what we've learned about it through the Number 8 technology. So which ad will Susan connect to? Well, she's probably going to connect to something about getting ready to go out, creating a journey that is basically personal from the first moment, from the first ad you see. Well, hardworking Harold, he's probably going to be benefiting from something about getting his work life better, from improving his work life. That's going to speak to him. It's going to be relevant for him. And for active Amanda, well, she's probably going to need a sunscreen because it's really hot outside and she's currently outdoor and exercising. Now, let's say active Amanda went one step further and started engaging and is now a Walgreens or Boots customer. Well, she has the app, and you can leverage technology from the app, like notification, to get Amanda to get to the store by giving her personal discount codes and personal notification when she needs them the most. For example, after she came back from working out. To get her to connect to Advantage Card, well, instead of just telling her she's going to get benefits from Advantage Card, showing her what benefits she's really going to get, and tell her why she needs it right now. She's during her morning ritual. She probably needs a serum to help during morning. And finally, she just got back from a holiday, and the best time to book a holiday is after you finish the last. And it's the best time to start promoting travel products, getting her to spend with Boots and connecting truly to the brand in a meaningful way. So how do you do it, and how do you do it privately? How do you get to know a customer in a meaningful and private way? Well, we all have supercomputers in our back pockets, and they're actually quite useful if you use them right. All phones have a bunch of sensors built in, and while they're quite meaningless as a standalone, what we do is we add a layer of AI and modeling to be able to say that people are within a specific context and who they are as people, keeping the information on device and therefore private. Ran out of time, so.
Thanks, Anna. I love the idea of being able to really touch people with messages that really feel personalized. One question I have for you, since we are operating in sort of post-GDPR world,
Exactly.
how do you guys collect all of this information? What is the consent behind the scenes so that you guys can sort of feed us all of this kind of data about people?
Fantastic. So consent is really important. It's the core of any GDPR, and often within app, you get consent while people get to use the app. So that's an automatic. However, consent is not enough. In a post-IDFA environment, it's not enough that you're just asking for consent. You are often unable to use ID, and there is a limit about the information you're able to send off the device, which is why we process all the information on device, limit the amount of information that leaves the device, and also eliminate any need for identifiers, making sure that you have basically coverage to all of your users. And all of that is based on sensor data. So we are able to know everything just on sensors.
That's great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Emma. So that's 3 down, 3 to go, and we're now going to look at how sampling can play a role in personalized healthcare. From product samples, here's Johnny.
Hi, I'm Johnny, founder of productsamples.com, a startup born out of a scale-up. And that puts us in an awesome position where we can build on everything that our group company has been building over the past 10 years to help partners such as Walgreens Boots Alliance drive very personalized, relevant sampling experiences at scale. Now, we were really excited about your brief because when done well and when used effectively, sampling can actually help you achieve all of these objectives around understanding who your customer is and what her needs are, customizing the products and service experience, and ultimately connecting consumers to stores as well. The key, of course, is doing this well and not using sampling as a tactic that's just about pushing as much product out there as possible and hoping for the best. So here at productsamples.com, what we allow you to do is integrate sampling directly into any online touchpoint, whether it's through media, influencers, content on brand or retail.com, as well as importantly through our own channels. And productsamples.com is the channel that I wanted to talk to you about today. Our platform handles absolutely everything involved with the sampling experience, from finding a relevant, engaged consumer, right the way through to collecting data in a GDPR-compliant way, intelligently processing those orders to personalize the experience that every individual has, shipping the product to the consumer, and then collecting feedback afterwards and driving a consumer to purchase post-trial. Now, what we can do through productsamples.com is through our audience of consumers that we've been building up over the past 12 months, target very specific cohorts of people. That could be based on their lifestyle habits. It could be based on beauty preferences. We have hundreds of different pieces of information which have been provided directly to us by consumers to help us understand who the right consumer is for you. Crucially, because we're built on top of the Sophos platform, we can also detect and filter out people who we know are just looking for free stuff. And not only are we able to help you sample directly to people and drive them in store, but we can collect you high-quality opt-in data, we can enrich your existing CRM profiles, capture high-quality ratings and reviews, which push directly to Walgreens and Boots.com, and of course, it's very important, we can push people back in store to purchase as well. Here's just an example of some of the data points that we can target based on, this example is around specifically beauty. Are you interested in vegan products? How much would you spend on a single beauty product? But we have loads and loads of different data points that we can target on. It's probably important to say that as long as it's not an item that requires a prescription, we can work with anything. And we partner with, on the retail side, people like John Lewis, Perfume Shop and Macy's. And on the brand side, it's really a who's who of the Unilevers of the world, the Reckitt's, the L'Oreal's, the Coty's, and so on and so forth. Once somebody has opted in to their box of samples from you, we'll ship it out to them, they'll have a chance to try. And then there's a very important step where we can help you better understand who that person is and better understand what they're looking for and what their experience of the product has been. So we'll collect high quality feedback, we can push people into store, and we have a full sort of interface where we can provide you with really deep insights and analytics, not only about the specific individual, but also at a macro level. Thank you.
Thank you. So I have a question. I sort of mentioned this earlier. I wanted to understand more. You mentioned John Lewis and some other retailers that you work with. We have quite a huge database already of customers that have consented to be part of our loyalty programs and given us some information about that, about themselves. Do you work with our database? Do you have another set of consumers that we could access? How can you kind of build on what we've already got?
Yeah, it's a really good question. Ultimately, we can do both. And our philosophy since very much day one was that we didn't want to reinvent the wheel, and we know that our partners always have their own data sets, which are way more valuable kind of when combined than just using something that we might have. So with some of our partners, they're exclusively interested just in reaching new consumers, and so they won't play too much with their own data. But where we see the most success with some of those larger retailers we work with is layering our data on top of their data. We don't need access to your data. We can sort of do it in a secure way to really just enrich that experience and make sure that whatever we're doing kind of enhances what you currently have available.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
So we've got 2 more to go, and our next company looks at how you can optimize merchandising in an online environment, particularly important if you're looking to personalize. From Advanced Commerce, here's Andre.
Hi, so my name is Andre Brown. I'm the founder of Advanced Commerce. And I'm here today to explain to you why personalization doesn't work on most sites. And that's because there's a disconnect between marketing and merchandising. So what is merchandising? Well, merchandising is about controlling the product display sequence on your site. And the reason that's important is your typical visitor will only look at the first 2 or 3 pages. And this kind of illustrates the problem. Somebody's looking at your catalog on a mobile device. They'll probably look at maybe 100 products when you've got a warehouse of maybe 20,000 products. And once you know that fundamental problem, it suddenly makes decisions about what you show first on every category page much more important. Much like the care and attention that retailers pay to shelf space in a physical store, it's the same problem. So why do I think there's a disconnect between marketing and merchandising? Well, with marketing, a lot of this is about working out your audience segments and working out the correct message for each audience. But the outcome is still the same. Everybody responds by coming to your website and seeing exactly the same product sequence, regardless of what audience segment they belong to. And really that's the problem that we solve, is being able to create persona merchandising strategies that link with your audience segments so that each person that comes from a different audience gets the correct product sequence for them. And that's it, actually. And the outcome of this, if you get this right, it boosts your AOV and it boosts the volume of orders, which really is a function of conversion rate. But there we go. I think I'm well within my 3 minutes.
Thanks, Andre. So I'm pleased to see you already have some of our own brand products in your graphic. That's amazing. So we've stated a very clear strategic intention to grow our owned brands, so the products that say Walgreens on the box or Boots on the box. Can you tell me a little bit about how we might be able to use the advanced commerce technology to be able to grow our own brand?
So a fundamental part of our platform is something we call merchandising blends. And this is the bit that actually creates the product sequence. And it works by selecting the various attributes that you want to create that sequence. So one of the attributes could be own brand. And you might mix that with other attributes like conversion rate. You know, you want a mixture of what's selling well with own brand and maybe high margin, for example. But I can show you the demo.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Love that. Short and sweet indeed. Our last company today is a company that could be relevant to lots of brands here, is Appointed. And from Appointed, we have Alice to talk you through how Appointed is enabling brands to take appointments in store. Alice.
Thank you very much. So hi, I'm Alice. I'm from Appointed. So we are an online booking and scheduling platform. I'm actually from Nottingham, which is also the home of Boots, so it's a really nice piece to be able to be presenting here today. But we're based in Scotland. We were founded by our Leah, who's our CEO. She actually founded Appointed because she wanted to make a hair appointment when she was in at evening at 9 o'clock at night, wasn't able to get a hold of her hairdresser, and she was like, why can't we access these people at any point, at any time of day when suits me to talk to them? So we work with a variety of different industries. We work with the people such as NHS and Catalyst, but also huge retailers, not only in the UK, but all around the world as well. And we are very much about bringing people to spending time with an expert, whether it's in-store or whether it's virtually, so that they can have the dedicated time that they need to have with someone. Now my clicker's not, oh, there we go. Fab, okay, great. So, as I said, we want to take online customers to be coming in-store, or even for them to still be spending time remaining on your website, but to be engaging properly with one of your experts. So you could utilize QR codes. This is actually a live QR code. If you do want to scan it, it will send you on a journey that we have curated for Walgreens. These QR codes could be anywhere. Marnie, you mentioned before about that you have products that sit in boxes, and actually how do you bring that digitally? You put a QR code for them to be able to scan, be able to have time with whether it's a beauty expert or a pharmacy expert, so that they know whatever they need to have, they can have that dedicated time with them then and there. You could put it in literature, such as the Boots magazine as well, so whatever products it might be you're wanting to sell that's in there, or you want, again, to be able to promote a new service. And Appointed does have its own CRM, so you can really start to build that whole customer profile that sits there, but we also have an API and webhook, so all that information can feed into your own systems as you wish. So I want to take you on a journey that we have created for our happy, loyal customers. So Appointed can be completely branded so that it sits within Walgreens or Boots, completely branded so the customer never believes that they're leaving your website. It can be customized to your fonts, your colors, your imagery, everything that stays completely within Boots or Walgreens that you want it to be. But this particular customer is going traveling and they need to have a yellow fever vaccination. Once they've made their booking through Appointed that sits on the Walgreens website, they're then in their confirmation email, they get recommended that they should actually be scheduling a travel vaccination and advice service so that they can make sure if there's any additional malaria tablets or any additional pieces that they should be aware of the countries that they're going to. They can then book that from the URL that's sent in their confirmation email. This can then be linked through to their My Walgreens account to let them know that these bookings have been made. You then can up them to a VIP customer because you know that this person is really committed to spending time in your store with your store team. The customer is then scheduling everything that they need to have as and when. You can set up follow-up emails to remind them in 6 months that they need to come back for their follow-up or their booster injections. And then you have one very happy, loyal customer that is remaining and constantly either visiting on your website or coming in store as well. So we were talking before when we had the presentation about actually we want you to be having low investment for yourselves. The reason that Appointed really works is that we can make an impact that lasts. We know that we've seen numbers from 96% of a conversion being to a booked appointment, so that's someone engaging with the booking tools and going on to make an appointment. They know that people want to spend the time with you. We can also reduce down the booking flow to be as little as 7 seconds. So we want people to make bookings without any adversity, that they can just enter their detail, the date and time they want, and that's it. And we have seen with our retailers 100% conversion from booked appointments to sales. So especially if they're spending time with a beauty consultant, that they know already that you've got someone who's engaged, they're willing to spend their money. But the reason why we have Appointed, we work with M&S and they call us as being a key part in their consulting strategy. They came to us for one area that they were looking to make bookable, and we now are working in 4 different areas with the opportunity to be growing in so many different as well. And that's Appointed. We have many integrations. Actually, Alex mentioned before we work with Comfo with. But yeah, that's us.
Thanks, Alice.
Thank you.
I love hearing the backstory. I can totally identify with the hairdresser appointment emergency. So I love knowing where the idea came from. And thank you very much for sharing the M&S example with me. It's really useful for me to hear how you work with other retailers. Tell me a little bit about, is there something that makes Appointed, like what's your USP versus other platforms that might be able to enable people to make appointments? I'm curious to see what's your special sauce?
I would like to say that our special sauce is that we're evergreen. So it's not a concept that lots of people understand what it means, but what it means is that everything that we offer as Appointed as a platform is available to every single one of our customers. We don't have tiered pricing. We don't charge you when new features get introduced. We are all about every member of the Appointed family benefits from every single part of Appointed. We're really keen on the feedback that we get from our end users and from our clients. So we actually release features every 6 to 8 weeks, which is based on what the demand is, what people are really looking for. so that we can make sure that our product is really viable for the needs that they need it to be all the time.
Fantastic. Thank you.
No problem.
There we go, folks. 6 of the best. Marnie, do you want a minute to have a think?
I
and then
do.
Come back to you
It's a tough choice.
in literally a minute. While Marnie's doing that, let me just give you a little bit of a lowdown on what's happening here in the House of Innovation. So we've got 35 startups, 6 of whom you've just met, but 29 others right over here ready to meet you. So do make the most of that. There's an opportunity for you to speed date if you'd like to speed date with them. It's a lot of fun. 5-minute sessions. You then basically see 5 companies in half an hour. So talk to the guys in the lab coat if you'd like to speed date. If you'd like to just check them out, go for a wander around the House of Innovation. There's loads of amazing merch. In fact, if you're at our last conference, apparently there was a freeganry, like someone that lives off free food. Go figure, like a vegetarian, but you get the idea. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Thank you, Marnie, for saving me and for everyone here. Why don't you jump back up here and we'll go through this. Do you want to join as well?
Thanks, Jeremy. So I have a partner in crime with me. I'd like to introduce Ollie Shayer, who's the Omni Marketing Director at Boots. He and I have had a pre-meeting. We've just had a post-meeting, and together we have chosen a winner. And the reason that I thought I should bring a colleague is because Walgreens Boots Alliance is a very big, spread out company, and we have opportunities to work with startups across our business. One of the main reasons that I get involved with events like this is to really nurture and help startups, really succeed. So giving them the most chance to succeed within our business feels like the least that I can do. So Ollie and I have conferred, and I'm going to let Ollie announce the winner.
Oh, before we do that, can we talk through them one by one?
Yeah. Okay.
I would love your feedback just on all of them. So we started off the session with Confer With, and they shared their big idea for Alexa and voice activation. Any thoughts on Confer With?
Ollie, do you want to talk about voice assistant? I don't even have an Alexa.
Say it now. Sorry, say it now. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Emma. Any thoughts?
Say it now, Charles. Does your microphone work?
Does this work? Oh, there we go. Wow. Yeah, I think it was a brilliant idea. I think the integration of kind of voice and the ability to distribute it was really, really strong. I think also the link between how you could link between voice and then linking to being able to send a customer to that is a great bridge between those two areas. So I think really, really good idea. So really good.
Cool.
Thanks, Ollie.
Of course, do talk to Charles or the Say It Now team if you'd like to explore that more. We then heard from Confer With, and Alex shared his idea around one-to-one videos and how that could be used.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. I think the idea of being able to connect consumers with our experts in store, I think our beauty advisors, our pharmacists, our store teams are some of the biggest assets that we have. And being able to actually give the consumer an opportunity to talk to the expert to guide their purchase, I can only imagine how much bigger the baskets will get if we're able to bring in some expert advice.
Cool, cool. And then we heard from Emma at number 8, looking at contextual advertising in a privacy first world. Any thoughts on number 8 and their ability to contextualize advertising?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fantastic. The ability to kind of utilize the sensors within phones, particularly in the kind of privacy space that we're going into and the contextual world of that we want to use in advertising, I think was fascinating. Really, really interesting space that you're getting into. So definitely one that I would like to chat more to you about.
And I know Ollie was sweating when I talked to him on Friday because he was worried if we chose number 8, we might all go to jail. So I'm really glad that there's a way around all of the privacy concerns. So that's great news.
No jail time, please.
Not for this anyway, Ollie. We then talked about our product sampling and productsample.com. Johnny shared their big idea for Walgreens Boots. Thoughts on productsample.com?
Do you want to talk about productsamples.com?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think from our side, super interesting. Sampling is a massive part of our business, something that's really interesting, and I think we've seen it, particularly with the kind of growth of, I saw it on TikTok and things like that. So sampling, really interesting space, and I think the combination of data and that together is quite an interesting space for us to look at going forward.
And then we looked at merchandising and advanced commerce as a solution to helping you optimize merchandising.
Huge opportunity, I think. So what Andre presented from Advanced Commerce feels very relevant to us because really being able to curate the selection of the thousands and thousands and thousands of products that we sell down to the most relevant list for someone feels like a great way to create a personal connection and increase our basket size and our brand loyalty.
Cool, cool. And then we finished up with Appointed and their big idea for helping to bring people in store or connect with people online through the Appointed system. Thoughts on Appointed?
Yeah, I mean, I think from my side, thrilled you're from Nottingham. Thank you very much for that. Home of Boots. So, yeah, I think it's incredibly important for us from an appointment perspective. I think we've seen the kind of growth in the service offer that we want to offer as a company from a Boots perspective. And I think the integration is really, really interesting. I really like the fact that you offer the same to all of your partners. There's a real opportunity to grow with that. So yeah, from my side, it was a really interesting option.
Awesome. So, Ollie, I stole your thunder before and made you go through each of the 6 companies. But like Manny said, we would love you to award a winner. Of course, you can work with all 6 companies. Nothing stopping that. But for the sake of this and providing a bit of competition, the winner.
Okay, so in a second I'm going to announce the winner, but I would like to encourage the audience as well to think about whether any of these companies could do anything for you.
100%.
So I'm going to pick one. Ollie and I had a very difficult decision to make.
Oh, okay. 2 winners.
But
No, one
we
winner.
only have one.
Okay.
We had to fight. Did you not see us in a fist fight backstage?
The screen was about to knock down, but yeah.
So we have chosen
Physical.
So we've chosen Confer. So
Confer with Alex.
Alex.
Woo! Well done, Alex.
Well done.
Come off, Alex. You got one of the...
It's a pleasure.
Could someone take a photo? Thanks, Emma. That's perfect. Amazing. Congratulations, Alex. Well done to all 5 of the other companies as well. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Marnie. Amazing to show. And we're going to be back with the next innovation challenge later today with Coca-Cola. So do stick around. But right now, Marnie is going to stay on stage for our innovation exchange. So do stick around for that.